we learned about the pattern known as difference of squares. And that pattern was if you have the same item in the A and B position in both binomials, separated by opposite signs, the end result was a squared minus b squared. What we're learning about today is when you have the identical thing in both binomials with the exact same sign. Okay, so it can be same plus same or same minus same. Okay? Squaring a binomial is what we're doing. Okay, so if you see this, that literally means multiply the same thing by itself. Right? Squaring. If you see this, that literally means multiply the same thing by itself. Now, depending upon if it's positive or negative, the end result will be a squared plus double the product of a and b plus b squared. The negative one. Result would be, after you multiplied it, a squared minus double the product of a and b added to b squared. Okay? Now remember, what we're discussing here is positions, based on positions. Okay, what sits where. Alright? They give you that at the bottom of the page. I'm going to work through these with you. First, I'm going to practice some positive ones. Okay? I might get back to the book. I don't know. We'll see. So this is example 1, but I am going to do positive ones first. So the addition symbol. Okay? So if I say to you x plus 3 squared, I don't have to break it up. I can simply use the pattern and multiply it in my head. Okay? Remember, what sits in the A position is the x, and what sits in the B position is the 3. Okay? So, what is a squared? X squared. What is the product of a and b? 3x. Double it. Bravo. And what is b squared? Okay. Done. That's the result. Okay. A squared, multiply a by b and double it, b squared. Okay? Here's another one. I am squaring this. Square of the binomial. Okay? So, using a and b as my reference points, what is the result of a squared, class? 4y squared. Thank you. The product of a and b is 8y. Double it.
16.
Because you have to double the product of a and b. Okay, so whenever I talk through this, I will say a times b is this, doubled is that. That's my mantra. B squared. 16 it is. Good. That's it, folks. That's the entire lesson in a nutshell. But if you do not follow the steps, you'll get them all wrong, because you really can't get lucky with these. Okay, you cannot get lucky. All right. Okay. Doesn't matter. I've got numbers, I've got letters, I've got numbers and letters. Who cares? I recognize that this literally means a plus b times a plus b. So I can follow the pattern. I don't have to FOIL it. I can follow the pattern. A squared. The product of A and B is 2RS. Double it. 4RS. We doubled it. S, or B squared. Awesome. Okay. Mrs. Myers, this is so easy. I don't think we really need to practice much more. Oh, we're going to practice a little more. Okay, do another one. Okay. Am I squaring the binomial? Yes, I am. A and B. The first binomial squared is 81p to the 6th. Remember, when you square, so 3 times 3, this, exponent, you're simply adding them together. Okay? 81p6. The product of A and B is 90p cubed. Double it, and you get 180p cubed. B squared, 100. Okay? How you guys feeling so far? It's just going to take practice, folks. If I go on and do some negative, so subtraction examples. Let's just say I did x minus 3 squared. Looks very similar to the one above, right? It's going to be identical, only the middle term is minus double the product of A and B. Okay, do you see the difference there? Same binomial, so to speak, except one is positive, one's negative. So the negative pattern is A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. Okay? Or 2x minus 3. A squared, what is it, class? What is that? What did I write? I don't know what that was. The product of A and B is negative 6x, double it.
Positive 12x. Oh, negative 12x.
B squared.
Negative.
B squared. Positive 3 times positive 3. Positive 9. Negative times a negative is a positive, right? Okay. This is exactly where you end up screwing up. Look at the pattern says it's going to be positive. It's going to be positive. Okay. If you're left with this, then it's something minus something plus something every time, as long as it starts like this. I didn't write my little symbol there. Okay. Okay. Doesn't matter that I've got a negative here. That doesn't make a difference. Whatever sits here, I'm going to square it. Okay, don't say, well, it doesn't fit the pattern anymore, Mrs. Myers, because you're saying that this should be A minus B, and this is negative A minus B. That still works, even if you have a negative here. Because when I square this, I'm going to get 64x squared. This times this is a positive 32. Double it, positive 64x. So the addition of this causes that to change. Okay? So when it's a positive A and a negative B, you always end up looking like this. But when they throw a negative in front of A, then negative times a negative is a positive. You double it, you end up with that. Okay? Watch out for that. Okay? Watch out for that. So this pattern, even in this case, it kind of changed it just a bit. But just recognize you could still do it in your head without foiling. Okay? I'm going to do another one just like that. We'll look at the examples next. Okay. Look, I threw that negative in front. That means it's going to end up looking more like the first pattern. A squared. The product of A and B is 12m squared n. Double it, 24m squared n. Remember, you don't double the exponents. When you double something, you double the number. Okay? Because it's like saying apples or oranges. And b squared is plus 9n squared. Okay? That, my friends, is how we do that.